What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Legends of the Dugout. This is my 2024 National Review stories that happened in my pickups. So, I'm not going to show any cards right off bat yet. You see my 5-day early entry, a top loader I got from there and stuff. So, my son and I left on Tuesday in the morning, drove up 10 hours to the National, and when we arrive in the Cleveland area, it decides to downpour on us. So, still driving, whatever, and by the time we get to the house, our Airbnb that we're staying at with 14 other individuals, or should I say content creators, other YouTubers, I pull up to the house and I'm like, did we just get catfished? And because I was like, it looks like the house, but not like the picture of the house. So, pull into the driveway and everything. And, I'm texting Matt and Joe, because Joe's about to be arriving at the house and Matt's already landed at the airport, and they're going to check in his family at the hotel, and Drew Clean Cheap Shots is with them and everything else, and they give us Matt gives us the code to the doors so we can get in. So my son and I, we get in the house. It's really not that bad. When we got into the house, it was just, it's a frat house. That's what we called it. It was the frat house. So we walked around and got to choose our room first, which was nice. So we went out and grabbed our stuff and brought it up in the house and put it in the room that we were staying at. And then Joe shows up to the house, and, first time meeting Joe, which was amazing, such a great guy. And we've been in a text thread for probably almost 2 years now. So it was just meeting somebody that you've known for a while. And it was it feels like you already met the person. So meeting him was fantastic. We sat down in the house. I looked through his complete set of 53 tops, which was outstanding, and everything. And then he was like, hey, I got you something. And so it was just all right. So, I have this little thing he gives me, little team bag. And so I'm open it up, because it just has my name on the front of it. And then so I get this shiny looking Miguel Cabrera, here, and then this amazing Ty Cobb, and then a Travis Fryman, Topps Finest, then a George Kell, and then another Ty Cobb, another Al Kaline, and then you get this cool looking Cecil Fielder, this red, white, and blue patriotic, just awesomeness. Another Cabrera that I didn't have, another Riley Green, this Willie Horton, looks pretty awesome. And then there's this bat piece from Cabrera in there, which was just outstanding. And then this Gypsy Queen Jackie Robinson, and then he got this this other Jackie Robinson that's from Cigar Box Cards and stuff, which is awesome. And then he gave me a 53 Topps, a duplicate he had. So I mean, very, very generous of Joe. So thank you, Joe, for that. So I'm just gonna leave this down in here. And then Matt shows up to the house with his family. We're seeing them. and Drew's with them. So, I get to see Drew again. So we bring everything into the house, and then we ended up taking off and going to a Guardians-Tigers game there. And then we meet up with Tony over at TJ is Online, him and his son. They sit down with us at the game. So it was amazing, like talking with him and just getting to know each other. It was such a great time, even though that the Tigers lost by 1. Doesn't matter. It was still an experience to, get that stadium checked off my list. So pretty excited about that one. Then we get back to the house, and it's like more people at the house. You got John, 38080's kid, Adam Vintage Sanctuary in there, Chris from Missouri, Billy Ball Game, their friends, Coop, his son Cameron, their other friend Tom is all in the house. And we're just like hanging out, just showing off, whatever, just talking, bullshitting, having a drink, just having an amazing time. And I want to say, I think Jason, Everyday Car Collector, was there too. It's kind of a blur, but I can't remember. I think he might have showed up Wednesday. So, next morning, get up. Man, I don't even remember what we did. Oh, we ended up going to breakfast. A bunch of us ended up going to breakfast, hanging out. And then we ended up just going over to the convention center to get our passes. And we were walking around there, and we were sitting in the VIP lounge, because it was just like, at this point, it was just like, why even go anywhere? Might as well just stay here, and park. So, we're just hanging out down in VIP, meeting more people. And I meet, Mike from Scoots Collectibles, great guy. Chatted with him for a little bit, and then met up with Bob. Bob didn't have a YouTube channel last year. He rode the shuttle with Dylan from the airport over to the hotel, and that's how we met Bob. And Bob hung out with us last year, went to the White Sox game with us. So now Bob has a YouTube channel. I'll show that he gave me one of his cards here if you want to go check out Bob. So he only collects Jewish baseball players. So that's really cool. I mean, he was selling off some of his collection there so he can fund, his hobby that he's going after. So, very, very cool. I think I still got to go subscribe to his channel. Dang, I haven't even done that yet. Sorry, Bob. So, so we ended up getting into the show with Matt and Joe and Mike Scoots, and we go over to Ash's table, and Mike, Matt has to do a deal over there real quick. So we're, go over there, take care of that. Walking around, run into Mike Baseball Collector, chat with him for a little bit, and just walking around trying to get the scope of things. And so somehow I ended up I don't think I ended up buying a card on Wednesday. I might have. I think this is the only one I did buy on Wednesday. Was this. Here, I came across this table, and it's this postcard of Roy Campanella. And I was going through a bunch of postcards and photos at this one table. So I came across, this is the very last one. It was at the bottom of the stack. And so I'll take it out. So, but here you can see, you know, somebody wrote very rare Campanella liquor store, Harlem, New York, rare. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, how rare this thing is. I've seen this photo and another picture with a different backing to it. So yeah, so I probably need to do some more research on that. You know, go back to the house, more people, you know, hanging out, you know, after, but that night though, it took us an hour, I want to say hour and 20 minutes while the traffic was trying to get out of there. And it was crazy. So while we're waiting, it was Matt, Adam, John, and myself and my son were sitting there just like, well, I was standing in the parking lot by my truck. And next thing I know, it's Matt's wife is like, hey, my sister has a flat, or maybe it sent his son over. I can't remember. But anyways, like her sister had a flat tire. And so we went over there and I changed the tire out. Adam helped me out with it. And so, yeah, that was pretty fun. Changing the tire in a parking lot that's, you know, people just there staring at you. But whatever, you know, that's the human thing. The kindness to do is go change a tire, to not try to get, you know, AAA or somebody else to come in and do it and pay. So, you know, just took care of that. And then while we're sitting there in my truck waiting for the traffic to die down to go, how the parking lot was across the VIP parking lot, there were certain areas that had steps going into the parking lot. And next thing I hear is this big old clunk. And I look over and this car is driving off the steps. And it just scrapes the whole bottom of the car. And then it goes down, like, keeps going, and it just smashes the mufflers and stuff. And it was just so hilarious to see these idiots do this. And they're laughing, and I'm like, this has to be a rental car or something, because I don't think anybody would do this to their own car. So, yeah. So we get out of there, we get back to the house, you know, at this point, you know, Castillo's at the show and he's staying at the house with us, and they're all there. And then you got Darren from Return to Collecting at the house. And then Greg Midlife Card comes over with his dad, Mike. I think Mookie comes over to the house with his friend Pete. And we're all like hanging out. You got Eddie's Cardboard Chaos is at the house. I think he showed up Tuesday afternoon also. So yeah, it was just like everybody's there. I think Dan Vince's baseball PC's at the house at this point. Like everybody's there, like hanging out. You know, showing off their purchases for the day. And I mean, it was so exciting. I mean, it was such a good time hanging out at that house. And so next is like Thursday, get to the show. I leave probably around 11 o'clock, maybe 1. I can't remember what time it was, but I had to go pick up Alex Bowman 53 from the airport. So go pick him up, get to the show, get him his credentials and everything so we can get into the show. So the two of us are walking around, and I had to go check out something else real quick, but then I couldn't find him after that, and that's the typical thing. I should have just stayed with him. But I think that evening after the YouTube get together, or it might have been Friday, like we're in the house and he just like, here, I got you something for being so kind and, you know, picking me up and, you know, driving us around and everything like that. And I'm like, it's no big deal, man. You know, I was like, whatever. But he ended up getting me this, this Bowman 53 color of Ted Gray and a Walt Darpo, and this one's autographed. And I was just like, what the heck, man? Like, this is too kind. It's like too much. And he was just like, no, it's, you know, just thank you. It's a thank you. So I, you know, appreciate that, you know, for giving me those. Then I think I like ran into, I want to say it was like Thursday, but you know, Dom, my little younger brother from another mother and stuff, you know, we meet up, and then he gives me the stamp, you know, baseball friendships, Lou Gehrig and I don't know who the other one is, but then it was gave me a Don Mossy, and it was like perfect, you know, since we're in Cleveland, you know, Don Mossy played for the Indians and stuff, so it was like, but here it's the Tigers, so it was perfect, you know, fit, you know, right there on that for that. And then we're at the YouTube get together, and I get Dylan. He gives me this, you know, this 2018 update Mike Trout gold, and I was just like, what? Like a gold? Like, it's crazy, you know. But yeah, no, it's the kindness, man. It's it's crazy there. And if you don't know, you see the stands, everybody's like showing these off from Drew, a vintage legacy. But you're probably wondering where I got that, and I got that from Drew Clean Cheap Shots. So that was very nice of him to do that. So I'm gonna pull these. Let me pull that off real quick. I'll put that in there. And then I also got from Dylan is, you know, this cool sticker here, another sticker, a round version of it, this awesome coaster, and I got the one with the card with him and Adam, Splendid Sports, him surfing, and then the card he got done last year of Ted Williams surfing by Scott Reindeer Studios. So, I mean, that was pretty awesome, you know, there from him. You know, being at the house, of course, you know, John, 3D80s Kids, gives me one of the 4 collector's cards, which I could have got signed by the 3 of them, but, you know, I didn't. Tony, TJ is online, you know, he gave me, you know, his card while we were there. Very, very, very knowledgeable, cool as hell, man. Like, this dude is like cool as shit. So I'm looking forward to connecting with him more. And then I don't know, like, I know Al didn't give this to me, but it was in my truck, and I don't know who dropped it. So if this is yours, let me know and I can mail it back to you. If not, then it's going in my YouTube collectors little montage thing I have framed up there. And then John, Wade Boggs fan, gave me another card, a new one and stuff. I told him I think I'm gonna like TTM this to Wade Boggs and see if he'll sign it, so it'll be dual signed like with the other one. Yeah, I didn't even know they were even numbered, so I got number 11 out of 100, so that's pretty cool. And then Mr. Jason over at Mr. Fisher Bike gave me a pin and a sticker of his. And then, of course, you know, Jason over at Everyday Card Collector, I got a couple of his stickers also. Then one night we're in the house. Well, another card I got John 3D kid, like, gave me this card here. He was selling it. I was like, hey man, you know, it's your last card. I'll buy it from you. And he was like, nope, it's yours. So he just ended up just giving it to me. This Willie McCovey 72, just absolutely gorgeous. I don't have many McCoveys in my collection. So, yeah, I'm happy to get that in there. Let me move all this stuff out of the way real quick. I got more room for other stuff. And then everybody that stayed in our house, John handed out black bubble mailers, and he was like, pick. And we all opened at the same time, and we all got a Mr. Rogers card. So they were different grades, 8, 8.5, 9. I think 9 was the highest. There might have been maybe a 7 in there, but yeah, this is pretty awesome. Like, I seen the back first when I pulled it out, and I was like, oh, I got a Penguins card. And then I flipped it over, and I was like, oh, it's Mr. Rogers. So, you know, pretty cool. You know, be my neighbor kind of thing. So it was very, very fitting. So I'm gonna pop these out. So I did a pre-show buy. Oh, I got a couple other things. I got cards I forgot that I had. So Eddie, Cardboard Chaos, that stayed with us. He gave me his Man of Steel, the Ricky Henderson card, and asked him to sign it for me. So he signed it for me. Thank you, Eddie. You're an awesome dude. I'm looking forward to keep connecting with you. And then, you know, Sammy was handing out the transigram of him. And then I got one of his stickers that he gave me. So thank you, Sammy. Awesome. I forgot to have you sign that. But anyways, I had some pre-show purchases before showing up. And I bought 2 cards off of Rick Vintage Oddball. So I only have one now, but I kept this one here. This 1935 George Burke of Charles Gehringer. And if you don't know what these are, they were stamps that the players got to put on their fan mail. So got this. There's only 2 graded by PSA, and they're both a 1. So, and it's a, you know, Detroit guy, so I couldn't pass that up. And then the other purchase that I bought off of Dom was this Duke Snider that he was selling to have just a little extra funds. So I was like, why not? But the other card that I got from Rick was a 1911 M116 Sporting Life of Hugh Jennings. Beautiful card. But I was walking around the show and saw this card. I was like, you know what, let me see if I can just do a trade on it. And the dealer and I came up to an agreement. It was the card plus some cash, and I ended up getting this beauty. Oh my God, like that color on there just pops. I mean, I could not ask for a better card. I mean, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. Yes, there's flaws, but I don't care. I honestly don't care. But that color, that registration, I mean, this is my favorite Yogi card right here. And I'm glad to get it in my collection. You see the back of it. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. So, pick that beauty up. So, again, walking around, I saw this card one day, and I was talking to Adam Vintage Sanctuary, and I knew where the card was, and I was like, if that card is still sitting there, I'm buying it. And so it's still sitting there. We look at it, and it's this. I mean, this absolutely gorgeous Johnny Mize 52 tops, and it says a mark. And I'm looking this card over. Adam's looking this card over, and that's not the mark. That's not it. This card, and we're looking at it, and we keep looking at this card, and it's like, well, where's the mark? And the dealer points it out. It's right there. I know it's not gonna focus in on it, but somebody wrote in pencil a 41, and I was like, I don't care. That thing is absolutely stunning. It's gorgeous. Like, doesn't matter. And then I bought a couple other cards. I'll show you in a little bit. And then another card I bought, and I'm doing a player run on this guy. I'm buying stuff. He's a birthday buddy of mine, and it is Don Drysdale. And this card, I don't know how it's a 3. The dealer had this 3, and then he had a 5 and I want to say a CS or CGC holder, and this 3 looked absolutely gorgeous. That centering on it, the coloring, I mean, this thing is just absolutely gorgeous. And had a certain price on it. I offered one price, countered back. I couldn't pull my money out fast enough on this card. This is such an awesome card. I'm glad I finally got it. And so you'll see here in a little bit that I picked up some other cards of his. You'll be like, holy cow, like, you are actually going after Drysdale. And I am. So I told myself that I'm not leaving the show without a certain card. Not a player, but a certain card. And so I went over to my friend Mike, that's a dealer there, that I did the interview with you, if you watched that video. And I picked up this Old Judge card. I mean, it's, still looks great. I don't know why it makes it authentic. Maybe there's, trimming up to the top or something. But you know what? For the age of this card, I mean, it is just absolutely just gorgeous to me. And I'm glad to finally have an Old Judge in my collection. So, and then my last purchase, one of my last purchases, I think it was my last purchase, but I was like, you know what? Might as well go ahead and get one of these cards in my collection also. And, Matt and John were with me when I picked this beauty up right here. I mean, this thing, the color, I seen one before and it had like a crease going right down this way. And I was just like, I'm just gonna pass. And then I was at a booth that I was at earlier, and he had a price on it. He only dropped off $50. So like, we're walking around. I was like, you know what? That card is just stuck in my head. But I really wanted the Mickey Cochran in this, and that's just too expensive. So, yeah, I had to get this one, this Hall of Famer here. I mean, it's just, yeah, I did not pay that. I actually paid $200 for this one. I was like, take 2 cash on it, and he was like, sure. It's Sunday. everything. I think they were just done, tired, and so I mean, I just picked this beauty up here. So you know, like walking around the show, I'm not gonna show off my biggest purchase quite yet, my big boy card. So I'm walking around with Matt, because I found a card for him, and so he ends up like, you know, showed him this card that was in there, and the card he was looking for, and he was like, just threw out a number to the dealer and was like, you take this for both of these. And the dealer was like, sure. I was just like, holy cow, like such the discount on there. So, you know, Matt did this in a bundle deal in there with one of his purchases. So I'm glad that happened. So yeah, this is absolutely gorgeous to me. You know, some more Drysdale going on in the PC. Going on. Woo. So you know, I find this. I'm gonna move that. You know, I found this at a booth. I was walking around with Craig, you know, Pastor Craig's cards. He picked up a thing. We picked this up, made a deal on this postcard. So, yeah, I was like, man, that image on there is just absolutely gorgeous. So, you know, picking up some Drysdale. And then while we're at an event, Sammy's, you know, was at the event, and then he gives a bunch of us these Hank Aaron Magnavox cards, and I was like, dang, that's really cool. Never seen it before, you know. So thank you, Sammy, for doing that. You know, oh, that's, you know, of course, you know, everybody's like knows what people are looking for, and then Matt's like, oh, here you go. Like, I found this for you at a booth. So I think it's a J Publishing or a team issue pack set, something. Oh, I just noticed it says free beer on the sticker, $10. So, yeah, I mean, it's such a cool piece, you know. I don't know what that is, but yeah, that's. Thank you, Matt, for, you know, finding that for me. And then I was at another booth, and you know, I found this mini poster here. I think these are from '68 tops. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments, but this thing is just gorgeous. So then on to my whole, oh yeah, when I'm at my friend Mike's booth again, and I see this card, and it's upside down. I don't know who it is, and I didn't care who it was. I was just like, can I see that? And I seen just a polar bear rack, and I was like, I need a polar bear T206 in my collection. So, you know, he lets me see it, and he was like, you know what? You can have it for this price. And he was like, so I only paid like $5 more than what he was into it. So that was pretty awesome of him to do that. Yeah, I gotta look into this player, but you know, a raw T206 polar bear back, pretty awesome. Thank you, Mike, for, you know, hooking me up on this one here. I'm gonna pull that off. No, I can't put that in there. Maybe I can take that one off here, slip that in. There we go. So, you know, I was at the booth that I got the mini poster from. This is a 60 All-Star. I see most dealers selling this for raw for like $50, $60 and stuff. I guess because of the high number. And $7. And I was like, that's a no-brainer. Pick this up. Then I got this 60s ERA liters here with Drysdale in there. And then this, it's a 64, but it's the 63 National Leader strikeouts. National League strikeout leader, sorry. Had to pick that one up. Then I got this, the 64 here with the Johnny Mize at that same dealer. I mean, this card is just absolutely gorgeous. Then I picked a 65 up at the other table here. Then I got this 66 with the 65 pitching leaders on it. Then I got the 67 Drysdale, and then the 68 were at the table that I got the Johnny Mize. So I did this whole bundle deal with that there, so you can see them. I just absolutely love that picture right there. So, you know, I'm looking at the rest of stuff, and then I got the 69 checklist with Drysdale in it. But my big purchase of the show is the 48 Bowman Stan Musial rookie card. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I was just, that registration on there, I mean, there's no snowing. I mean, it's just gorgeous. The back looks amazing. I mean, it probably has that little like gum stain in there, but I mean, this thing is gorgeous. You know, a gem mint 2, as Adam Vincent Sanctuary would say. So, you know, the pickups that I got there, you know, I mean, just the little oddities, you know, like Heritage had actual baseballs sitting, you know, around in there. I thought was kind of cool. So my son and I picked up one of those. BCW, you know, was doing, you know, handing out top loaders that say the National 2024 on it. And then they had, you know, these sleeves, stuff for your PSA slabs there. I mean, you know, eBay, I came across this sticker. It's an eBay sticker, you know, baseball cards. You know, people are just leaving cards out on the table and stuff. Picked them up. Top loaders, free top loaders. You know, oh man, I forgot this other stuff that I got down here. I forgot. Holy cow. So during the Hobbypalooza, I won one of the things that Matt over at the Card Story was given away, and I was the winner of it. It's huge. This thing is like really big, but it's a Plain Days Joe DiMaggio pitcher. I mean, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. You know, it's a blank back, so yeah, I'm not gonna leave that up on there. But at the YouTube get together, I went over to get a shirt from Scott Reindeer Studios, and he was like, "Hey man, I got you something," and he like pulls out this photo of George Kell in a Detroit uniform, and I was like, "What? Like, that is crazy." But yeah, I mean, it's a blank back, you know. So thank you, Scott, for that. I didn't get your newest cards, you know, that you were handing out, but that's okay. I forgive you. Then I guess the first 500 people that bought a VIP got autographs, and John 3D80's kid got one, and he didn't want it, and then he just gave it to me. So, yeah, thank you, John, for that. You know, that was on that first day there also. And then Jason, Everyday Card Collector, you know, he's collecting these, and I like them also. I only had a Roger Maris, but I was like, he's told me we're at a table, they were selling them cheap, and I wanted the Drysdale, and I couldn't find, they didn't have any more Drysdale, so I ended up getting Ernie Banks. And then the Sandy Koufax. And then the Warren Spawn. And I helped Jason find the Mickey Mantle variant that's out there. So I, showed him where that was at, and after I showed him that, then he showed me where these were at and stuff. And I want to thank, Penny Sleever that showed up. I gave out goodie bags at the YouTube get together. Pretty awesome stuff. I mean, there's top loaders, there's penny sleeves, there, this right here, this magnet loader there. So yeah, I mean, it's just such an awesome time. Oh, I forgot one other thing I got from a YouTuber sitting over here, and I just happened to look over, and I'm glad I finally got it. Everybody knows, you got that Chris from Missouri hat. So thank you, Chris, for that. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I forgot to mention you in that. So you know what? This video is long already. You guys don't want to hear me talk anymore. So thank you for listening to me ramble on, tell my story, show what I got. And I feel like I had a pretty successful show and made new friends, met new people that I've seen and, communicated with before on lives. And those memories will be with me forever. So thank you, everyone that participated in making this national a memorable moment for myself. Thank you. So, and I'll see you all at the next game.